Hi guys, it's Noelle Michaels. It's Wednesday, Survivor's on, show number 2, and I'm all ready. I'm all ready to watch. Are you? Yeah, so this is the beginning of the video. Welcome to Noelle Chat. Survivor update, review, whatever you want to call it. You can call it whatever you want to. It's all right. And this video super special subscriber is Tammy. Tammy is a friend on Facebook. Thank you so much for subscribing, Tammy. I really appreciate it. And everyone should subscribe, really. Everyone in the world. Everyone. We do not care, really. And, of course, I would love to see 100 thumbs up on this video. Who can make that happen? It's just a click away, really. That'd be amazing, 100 thumbs up, all right? Okay, so, of course, we have the Davids versus the Goliaths teams on Survivor tonight, the second show. They've both got their flint. I'm sure they both have water, and they have rice, and they have beans. Let's see who's got a shelter this week, huh? They got rained out like crazy last week. We'll see who's going to do well. Of course. Be right back. Guys, I was looking at the Survivor logo and I saw something that was very important. So I put them up. Remember these? Outwit, outplay, outlast. Yeah! So guys, the show starts at 8 p.m. on the Eastern Coast, right? By 8:15, about a little before, on the Davids, Davy had won, or I should say found, the individual immunity necklace. So he was safe. Let's put that on the chart. It was a string with shells on it. Davy's feeling all happy about that. He brought it to his nose and said, "It smells like an idol!" Yeah. Although he's never smelt an idol before, he knew it smelled like an idol. That's one of my favorite quotes from this show so far this season. Go Davy. Okay, when we came back from the break, it was around the Davids first. It was day 5, of course. And Christian was struggling. He was struggling. He couldn't get his shirt off. So he asked Nick, "Please help me get my shirt off. It's tight." And Nick, the attorney, over here you could see Nick and Christian, right, have been talking. Yeah, he goes to his buddy right in the middle of everybody. And Nick helps him get off the shirt. It says something like, "Oh, as the days pass, it'll get easier," meaning you're going to whittle away to nothing. They get real skinny on this show, right? Yeah. So, Carl, remember Carl didn't like Nick? He saw Nick and Christian, and he's like, Well, Carl and Jessica and B, they're kind of friendly, right? And Carl starts saying how Larissa is the weakest link. I don't get that because wasn't Larissa the one who won the first challenge with Christian? She did. I don't see how they see her as the weakest link. But they do. And her name's going around, right? So Jessica and B over here. They're off to the side, and all of a sudden Gabby goes over. Gabby's like, hey, who we putting up, if we have to go? And they say Larissa. And Gabby's like, let's talk about it. Why is that? Oh, no. Jessica and B don't want to talk about anything. They just want to be the boss of applesauce and tell everybody how to vote. Yeah, it's simple. Just do what we say. Well, Gabby doesn't feel comfortable with that because there's no kind of discussion. And she walks over and she sees Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth had been in the group saying, oh, yeah, Larissa, yeah. But see, Elizabeth's talking to Larissa. They've got a connection. She goes to Larissa and says, your name is coming out their mouth. Nobody wants their name in anybody's mouth on this show. Nobody does. So anyway, Elizabeth goes to Gabby, or they meet. I think they just met on the beach. And Gabby's like, you know what? I'm not feeling that Jessica B thing here. What do you think? And Elizabeth's like, yeah, Gabby, let's stick with Larissa. Let's stick with her and get someone else. Let's get Jessica out. Because Jessica's friends with B and Jessica's friends with Carl. I don't have that on the chart, but it's true. And Jessica's the glue between B and Carl. Take out Jessica and all things start falling apart. Well, now there's Larissa, Elizabeth, and Gabby thinking like that. Along comes Christian, looking like he got up from a nap or something, right? He gets up from a nap or something, and he's like, ew, what's going on? And Gabby starts talking to him and saying, we're thinking to go get Jess out. And Christian's sitting with Gabby. They must have filmed it at a different time because they look a little different. They were on their own, those two, which they've been talking. You see it here, right? And Gabby's like, Christian, you want to work with me? And he's like, yeah, when did I say I didn't want to work with you? And she's like, yeah, we're thinking about getting Jessica out. Can you get Nick? And of course, he's got Nick here. He says, yeah, I can get Nick. But on the side, Christian's saying, I really got to think about this and do what's best for me. So we're kind of left hanging which way Christian's going to go. Because there's 9 people. We need 5 votes. We have Larissa, Elizabeth, and Gabby. And we need Nick and Christian to get Jessica out. You see? And down here we've got B, Jessica, Carl. Davy they don't really talk about. They don't show what he's going to do with the vote. So it seems like it could be 4 down here, but we don't know about Davy. It's definitely 3 up here, but we don't know really about Christian and Nick. Christian tells Nick what they want, but it doesn't seem like it's going to go through. We don't really know. All right. That's one thing to think about, guys. What's going to happen if they lose the immunity challenge? Now we look at the Goliaths. Do you remember I told you Natalie, the CEO, she's like dead weight. She's going to be a target. Yeah, her name was in everybody's mouth too. And then Jeremy. Jeremy's a similar culture of Natalie, and he was like going ours saying, Natalie, so we got a connection here, right? You gotta act a little differently. You have to have some self-awareness the way you're coming across to people. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm good. I'm good with everybody. I'm good with everybody. She's so in denial. And she's not a good listener either. That's trouble. You have to be a good listener, guys, all right? That's important. Yeah, so Natalia comes out. I guess she was washing herself. And she comes out and she asks Allison, I believe it was Allison, she asks, do you have any boogers at my nose? And she says, no, no boogers. She says, how's my teeth? Teeth look good. Oh, good. So she had groomed herself and she wanted to know how she looked. There's no mirror. She needs to ask a person. Natalie here says, boogers in my teeth. That's a new one. She didn't hear what she said. She got it mixed up. So I'm wondering, is it a hearing issue? Or is it a auditory processing? These are speech language pathology terms, guys. That's what I do. Yeah. Is it the processing of what she hears not right? But she got it all mixed up. She was laughing. At them. And then another time, she was walking by Dan, and their structure's still a mess. They had well, it turns out they had a cyclone, just like in the Wizard of Oz, right? Wind and lots of rain as well. It was very bad. And Dan, over here, Dan, who has the immunity necklace down his pants, of course. You remember that. Who could forget that, really? He was saying, just conversing. And Natalie says, about the structure, And Dan says, well, if the weather stays this nice, because it was nice out, we'll be okay. And Natalie's like, ha ha ha, laughing in his face. Laughing in his face. You don't laugh in the faces of the people on Survivor. You already had a target on your back. This one makes it darker and bigger. Right, guys? So then Jeremy was talking to Natalie, saying, self-awareness, how you're talking. And he realizes there's no talking to Natalie. She don't get it. She's not self-aware. She has no idea what she's doing. And he finally says she's been married for 24 years, so she thinks she's good. I mean, that is a testimony of someone to live with you for 24 years and not leave, right? You must be great. Oh, it's hard to stay married that long, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so let me just take a glance at my notes, make sure I stay on track. All right. Natalie is seen as, let's see the words here. Oh, she sees herself as assertive, where other people think she's aggressive. Yeah. And she sees them all as amateurs. And she says she's going to drop some Natalie napalm. Ooh, that's not aggressive, is it? Okay. Really, all they want on that Goliath tribe is they want peace. And Natalie doesn't seem like she's on that page with them, does she? No. I'll be very surprised if anyone goes before Natalie, unless there's some other kind of immunity something for her to wear. Yeah. She needs an immunity something. Okay, so day 6 now. It's the time for the immunity challenge, guys. And like for them on that island, that's like a night out. Only it's during the day, right? They're all excited. They're all hoping to win so they don't have to go to the meeting with the fire and voting somebody out. Tribal council. I don't know why I can't think of that name. I'm going to have to put it on my board. Tribal council, right? So the Goliaths had the immunity idol, of course, and they had to bring it back. And we will see who's going to win this immunity challenge, right, guys? Well, what was involved? Let's take a look at what was involved. Well, they had a special kind of a ladder, and only one person, of course, could be picked. I'm going to do some sketching as we go. All right. So there was a ladder, and the ladder had holes in it on each side. Okay? And there were 2 pieces of wood. So you had to step on one and then take the wood out and put it to the next one up here. And then take the next bottom one out and put it to the next one up here. You have to do that several times. And these pieces of wood, they were narrow and thin, but they were long. I would say they were maybe between 3 and 4 feet long. Wasn't very easy, right? So who gets picked from the David troupe? The troupe, the group. Who gets? Well, it was B, the fighter. She does like martial arts or something, right? That was the David troupe. And the Goliath troupe picked the cute bartender, Alec. Yeah, it was his turn to do it. And then, of course, Alec blasted through, and B, with her little short arms, got stuck with the ladder. She got so stuck with the ladder that they were climbing to find a key on top, right? They had to knock the key to the ground, and the key would unlock their boat. And then they had to push the boat into the water and go to a buoy that had bags of puzzle pieces on it. There were 5 people allowed in the boat to help paddle out. Somebody had to jump on top, throw down those puzzle pieces. There seemed to be 4 or 5 bags worth, and then paddle back to put the puzzle together. Now that would be easy if it was just putting the puzzle together. But oh no. What you had to do was you had to hold a wobbly table steady with a rope with one hand, and you had to build the block puzzle together with your other hand. And it wasn't just one table. No, there were 5 tables. 5 tables, 5 ropes, 5 people, all trying to balance and build this puzzle that connected one to the other. Now, since the Goliath tribe, with the cute bartender Alec, since they finished first and were out there getting their puzzle pieces and coming back, I think they stopped for some margaritas on the way, because it was taking so long for B to do the ladder. Right? She was struggling. They were all the way back, and they were studying their puzzle pieces so they knew what to do with them. Meanwhile, finally, B gets it together, knocks down the key, and their troupe, I keep saying troupe, I'll say troupe, who cares, right? Their group is out there and getting their puzzle pieces. So B jumps up onto the platform. I believe it was B who jumped up, right? I'm not sure. Let's see. I think it was her. She jumped up and she gets a bag and throws, and then the boat floats away. Excuse me for laughing. But their boat is floating away, and the people on the boat are saying, "What do we do? How do we get back?" They're holding paddles. I'm not a big sailor or anything, but I'm thinking if you've got a paddle and you're in a boat, that's what you got to do. Yeah, and if it was me, I would have hung on to that thing for dear life. Hung on and kept it close. But no, so they had to get back to it and then get their pieces in. So that Goliath team had a lot of chance to study those puzzle pieces. And it was also very, very hot. Hot, hot, hot. Yeah, really hot. So they were all melting. And some people on the Goliath actually said, I'm getting really hot. Can you switch out? It was Angelina they showed doing that. She's like, it's just really hot. And someone else went in for her. And that was a good strategy too. The Davids were way behind. The Goliaths got it. And then they were holding the ropes way up here in the top front. And there was a purple line back here. Once they got all the puzzle pieces together and it was a big rectangle of pieces, then they had to slowly step back to behind the line. Each person had to be back here in order to win. And the Goliaths won the idol again. So I'll put it back on the chart. There it is. The immunity idol. Immunity idol. Yeah, they got it. Good. Congratulations, Goliath team. Yeah, so the Davids went back home. And of course, they were thinking about Larissa. And of course, that whole thing happened with Jessica. And let me just check I'm not forgetting anything. Oh, when they got back, Larissa said, it's like they're invincible. And B said, now don't start talking like that because that's negative talk. And we've only done a couple of challenges and we've only lost 2. And you can't think like that, which is true. You got to be positive. And then it was night 6. And they went through the jungle to their first troupe council. There was fire all over the place. It was great. It was really decorated nice. And Jess was real confident. She was saying things like, blah, blah, blah. You got to be this and you got to be that. And then other people who were thinking about voting Jess off, they were like, woo, maybe she shouldn't be saying that. But we didn't know about Davey's vote, and we weren't sure on Christian and Nick either. And Christian got to talk a lot, and he said some really intelligent things that everybody, and really deep, deep things. And they was like, isn't that so good? Look what he said. Oh. Yes, I think we'll be hearing a lot from Christian. And then there was the vote. Okay, so I have the vote here. And we will go down the vote. Just want to make sure I use the right marker. Because in my life, I have used a permanent marker on a whiteboard before. And it's a terrible feeling when it doesn't erase. Yeah, then you got to get the hairspray out, right? And pray. But this is an X vote. So here are the votes. First vote. Larissa. Second vote, Jess. Jess is thinking, it's probably Larissa, right? Third vote, Larissa. Fourth vote, Jess. Fifth vote, Larissa. Sixth vote, Larissa. One more Larissa vote and she's out, right? Because there's 4 there. It's 4-2. 5 votes, you're out. Next vote. Jessica, 4-3. Next vote. Jessica, 4-4. Now Jessica's paying attention. She's like, what? What's going on here? She's not saying that, but her eyes are saying that. You could see it in her eyes. Holy crap, she's thinking. And the last vote, the first person from David that was voted out at tribal council was Miss Confident Jessica. Just like that, her fire was snuffed out, because in this game, fire is life, and when your fire is snuffed out, you're out. Sorry, Jessica. I'm going to have to give you an X. So as you could see from my chart, Davy ended up this was the division. Isn't that funny? I wrote the chart like that, not even knowing this. I might be psychic, guys. You never know. Yeah, I wrote it like this, not knowing that this is the way it was going to divide out tonight. Nick and Christian kept with the girls there, and Carl, Davy, and B, and Jessica got blindsided. Hashtag blindside. Jessica said that. Yep. Hashtag blindside today on Survivor. Show number 2. The Davids are limping along, guys. Now they've only got 8 members as compared to 10. And one thing I saw today when I was looking at, scouting around on the internet as I do, is that the first show of Survivor, there were 16 together to start, 8 and 8, and now we're on to 10 on each side. So I guess that has to do with maybe more weeks of show or something, since it did well over the years. I don't know. Well, congratulations to Larissa for getting everyone to come by your side. Jessica, that overconfidence will bite you in the butt every time. Yeah. Sorry you had to go. You were the youngest. Everyone thought you were in your 20s. You were only 19. And I think you thought you were outwitting and outplaying, but you did not outlast the other members in your team, except for Pat, of course, who went home last week with a bad back. Well, guys, thanks for stopping by for this Survivor update, review, whatever. Thank you so much for Tammy for being this video's super special subscriber, my friend from Facebook. Join the Noelle chat family if you're not already subscribed. Push that subscribe button. Do it. You won't regret it. If you don't want to miss any of my videos, then you clang the bell. That will send you a notification, of course. But it's optional. It's optional. And that's it. So glad you guys could stop by, and I'll see you soon.